step into the world of captivating yucca makeup look. Natasha Denona YUCCA palette. This is Natasha Denona's newest palette for the summer, which is a green brown hues of earthly shades. In other words, the palette that I did not want to get. Don't look at me like I'm crazy, okay? This look combines warm neutrals, sandy browns, and hints of soft green to create a natural but mesmerizing aesthetic. Let's embark on a journey and discover the secrets of the yucca makeup look. First, we'll start with the shade Fushi, which is described as a light medium mustard yellow. I am applying this shade in the first half of my crease. Next, we are using the shade Ixia, which is described as a burnt caramel. And we are applying that shade on the second half of our crease. And this is the color difference between the two shades. Next, we are using the shade Acacia, and this is a golden olive. This is actually the shade that I'm most nervous with because I don't really look that great in very olivey things, and I'm putting this shade in the middle of my crease but lower, kind of like in the socket. Now I'm using the shade Tipu. This looks very similar to Acacia, and this shade is described as the dusty mustard green. And since it's because it's very similar, I'm just gonna blend it out. Now we're gonna use the shade of Flax, and this is described as a matte brown.
Concentrating that on the outer crease.
Now I'm trying out Calathea, which is a dark olive green. I'm applying this shade on the outer lid and in the inner lid to create a halo. I gotta say, I am very impressed with Natasha Denona's creamy shades lately. For example, the Fushi, I wasn't realizing that was creamy also, but yeah, it applied so wonderfully, and this one applied so good. I look really crazy right now. I feel weird. This is so not my colors. Next, I'm going to try out Macchia, which is a sparkling, foiled medium golden olive.
This shade is amazing. So shimmery and so creamy. It was so easy to apply on the lid.
Next, we are using the shade Kamurabi, and this is described as a foiled mustard gold. I'm applying that shade right in the middle of the shade Macchia that we just used for some more pop of highlight. Next shade is called Plantasia, and this is a duochrome, bronzy green and rosewood. Whoa, this shade is popping! Look at my inner corner highlight. I have to say, this shade probably is one of my favorite ones. I'm honestly scared to use any of these shades as my brow bone highlight, but I think I really want to use Plantasia as well since I used it in the inner corner. I'm definitely using a looser brush though. Next, we are using the shade Valley, and this is described as a musty brown. Musty brown? Oh, excuse me, it's called a dusty mustard brown. I really like this brown shade. This is really nice for my skin tone, not too light, not too dark. Definitely a true brown that I love. So I have one more shimmer. Is it weird if I put Elysian on the lower lash line? There is something about Sonia G's flat definer brush that just grabs onto eyeshadows. I seriously love these for packing those shadows on, especially in weird places like lower lash line using shimmer shadows. Okay. That's definitely gunmetal. Looks cute though. I know I have a lot of shades on my eyes, but Kamu is looking at me straight in the eyes because it's so bright. I think I should put it like right here. When I was swatching this shade, this was the most patchiest. So not sure if this is how it's supposed to be. Or I got a bad Kamu. That's it. Being built up right there, you can definitely tell the difference between this side and that side. I think it's time for a liquid liner and falsies. Here it is with eyeliner and falsies. Now I actually really like that shade right here. I kind of want to put it in one more area. After I put my eyeliner, I usually put a shade right here to fill in that spot. I usually never use a light shade. I always use dark shade, but I really like the shade. You really do have to build it up, but once it is built up, it is very vibrant, definitely highlighter yellow, and I love this. And here is the finished look. I have to admit, I am very surprised at the finished look. This look is definitely out of my comfort zone. None of the colors I expected to like, but I do like a few of them, or most. All these colors swatch really nicely, in exception of this Camu Camu. It swatched very patchy, but using the right pencil and maybe kind of wetting it a little bit definitely gave that Vavoom shade right here, and I love it. I love how Natasha Denona included warm shades, because otherwise I would look hella dead. I was honestly ready to bash this palette, but I really like it. So I know I've read a lot of reviews or comments online on Instagram. This is very similar to the gold palette, which I do not have. So there's no complaints from me there. And I have nothing bad to say about this palette. Actually, I do. I have like one thing. So the shade Acacia and Pipu is basically the same color on my skin tone. It has maybe a little bit, tiny bit difference, which is maybe less green, maybe a little bit lighter. But when you really look at it on the eyes, can you tell the difference? No. I think I would have that shade be taken out and then put like a creamy, very light shade instead for brow bone highlight or inner corner if you don't want to use this Vavoom shade, which is bomb by the way. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Well, this makeup look is not for the everyday type of look, but it's definitely a fun palette to use for fun looks like this. With that said, do I recommend this palette? I will say yes, I will recommend this palette because it is a very good quality. I'm still amazed with this makeup look, and I actually really don't have any palettes like this. If you have literally all of her palettes, then obviously you don't need this, but for me who do not own every single one, this one is a really good choice on my part. If you truly enjoyed this makeup look tutorial, don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Check out this video right here. This is another tutorial for summer makeup. I will see you there, and don't forget, have a beautiful and wonderful day.